Go. All right. Hey, Krista, thank you for being with me. And so this is a video testimonial. And what I would love from you is to first tell us a little bit about who you are. Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
Thanks, Jackie. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. So I'm Krista. Most folks that work with me call me CAV. And a little bit about me is I have been working in an ad and marketing and technical digital industry for over 15 years now. I've maneuvered my way throughout my career in multiple positions where I'm running really complex digital projects for advertising and agencies and marketing firms. And as I've gone through working for other folks who own these marketing and ad agencies, it occurred to me that I had this burning feeling and this desire to want to do my own thing. So that's a little bit about me.
Okay, all right, little intro. So then, so tell me a little bit about where were you before starting to work together, before the coaching? Had you ever done coaching before? And like, what was your situation then?
Okay, so I have done a couple of iterations of coaching before, and then I think back and it's all for the same reasons. I was just feeling stuck, or I felt in my engagements with peers or coworkers or direct reports that we weren't seeing eye to eye. We weren't on the same level of things. Where I like to just kind of dive into things, and to me, when we talk about, I don't know, fear or failure, that's always been like a feedback data point for me. And I found myself working in cohorts where I felt held back. So going back to working with previous coaches, I always felt like I got a little bit of like canned responses to navigate through things, or, really on the woo-woo side of manifesting things. And then I found you, and with our work together, I never felt that way working with you. I really value your candidness and your directness with me. You've helped me navigate when we were first starting together, and I was with the agency full time. You've helped me navigate a lot of toxic situations. You've helped me lift up direct reports on their behalf and behind the scenes. You've given me so many tools to facilitate a large group to make big, scary decisions in the business, and get like the design team alliance. And then I just kind of did what I did and started joining you on this journey with the Dream Builder program. Fast forward to in that program with you, I listened to what I've been ignoring for a really long time and have gone off and started my own consultancy.
So hold on. Okay, let's first talk about, so we started with, because you and I started like, I just need some coaching with how to get through my day at the office.
How to make it tolerable?
How do I make it tolerable? How do I make this not soul sucking? And how do I manage like complex teams, and how do we navigate these changes, and how do I work with higher ups who have the status but they're not walking the talk, or like how do I work with people who've been there for a long time and they're not willing to navigate change? So we went there, and then it sounded like we also found a place within you where you had this like little mosquito of a dream that had been also beckoning you. And I remember when I was like, well, tell me more about this.
Yes.
And then, so where does that lead us to today then? Because we started with the one-to-one coaching, and then where did that lead you to?
The biggest shift ever in not only my career, but just kind of things in my life. And it's happened so fast, right? I actually have data points of being, was it like week 2 or 3 in the first program with you. And I was like, Jackie, I signed up, I did it, I did my LLC. And then the next week, because like I set this up, and then the following week, I have like my first official paying client, like big deal type thing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we've gone. And I'm well, you know this, I enrolled in the second program to sharpen that knife. Like I just feel that having that what do we call it, our masterminds within the program itself is going to only help me stay that course.
Yeah.
But to be honest, it'd be really easy to go back to, you and I talk about like the familiar and the paradigms, but me working one-on-one with you and then diving into the program with you helped me realize that I want to challenge a status quo. I don't want to be stuck.
Yeah.
I kept telling you I'm stuck. I feel stuck.
Yeah. And so what do you think has been the biggest change for you that like the biggest thing you've taken away?
Oh my gosh, does there have to be one?
Okay, well, whatever you like.
Okay. Working with you and then also with the program, we talk a lot about like upping our limits. That's been a big change. There is this, I'll take this away forever, the forgiveness portion. There was pretty apprehensive on the content that week, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I walked away from it like life-changing, just showing up in that with that mindset, and you'd have to get into it and do the work, but it really freed me up. Like I started letting go of resentment for all the stuff in the past or any kind of toxic things that I navigated in the workplace, and then letting that go and not holding on to that resentment freed me up to fill the void with things for me and things that I'm doing for my own business.
Yes.
And that's been the biggest change. And we call that we changed the frequency. And ultimately, you are your highest authority of yourself. So that's what I did. I'm like, no more other people telling me what.
Yeah. And then you start to take different action steps as a result of that. And you actually start to feel a lot better within yourself as a result of that. And what I saw you doing was just like you said, just freeing yourself up and putting in boundaries for certain things that you knew were contractive. And then you felt, okay, this is what feels right. And you started taking steps from there. And now it's just snowballed you. And tell me a little bit about, okay, so what is the current status for where you are right now? You're still a little bit over here working, but really driving towards your larger vision of your business flourishing. Yeah.
Yes, I am. So I do have a client roster now and I'm managing it. I've gotten to a point where I am this close to having folks be on a wait list at this point. I am this close to, actually I'm not this close. I am there. I am now partnering with a couple of, I guess technically speaking, subcontractors, but these are people I've dreamt of working with in this capacity.
Yeah, that was part of your vision.
Yep.
Doing this work.
And it's happening right now. And so I think what's really important for me at this point is when you're on this path, that fear is going to creep in as it did before I even started this journey. And so I need to keep digging into any limiting beliefs, right, that I may have about money, client load, just all these like limiting beliefs that kept me from doing this just to start.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that. And that I just can't express enough. So I really appreciate you articulating here. Because that's what I see most people's concerns are in doing any type of coaching really at the end of the day too. And then lastly, just to wrap up, if you had advice for anybody who was watching this, what would be your advice to them if they were in a similar situation as yourself?
Don't wait. I try not to live in a place, especially doing this work with you, of like regrets in the past, because we have to be present. Just don't wait to invest in yourself.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Right
on, Krista. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your experience. Thank you for being a stellar client and a continued client along the journey, now turning into a friend. Thanks. We'll pause there. Thanks a lot. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.